Speculation about how all of this is going to affect the transfer market, or Ed Woodward even, addressing the Manchester United Fans Forum, had this to say: "It may not be business as usual for any clubs, including ourselves, in the transfer market this summer. Everyone is grappling with the economic realities of the pandemic, and we are no different." I was listening to the Gab and Jules podcast. Jules, you called him out. You said you don't believe him.
Yeah, I don't believe him. I mean, I think it's a great strategy from him. One, because he doesn't talk too often, and also because there's always rumors about Manchester United and how much money they will spend in the summer, and getting Sancho and getting Harry Kane and getting Jack Grealish, and that's 60 million plus 120 plus 220 and plus this and plus that. And I think he was very clever this weekend by saying, whoa, no, this pandemic will affect everybody else, and there won't be any big transfers. Don't think about huge 222 Neymar style transfer this summer. There won't be any this, there won't be any that, and we will have to cash in on players. And I don't believe him. I think United are still richer than everybody else. They will be less impacted than anybody else with this pandemic, because they all have those reserves. They had those reserves of money, and they've got that cash available. And I think Ed Woodward and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and everybody at that club know very much that this could be the summer where your rebuilding process is getting better, because you'll be able maybe to spend more than others. So in a way, you've got a little bit of a head start on that transfer window if you want to go and get Sancho and maybe Kane or maybe Grealish and defenders and fullbacks and that kind of stuff. So I think it's a great strategy from him to sort of cool things down, but I think they're working really hard behind the scenes to get all their transfer ready, to see where they can spend their money, with who, and I think they will be very ambitious on the transfer market, and good on them, because one, they have to be there to do that rebuilding process, and two, if they have the money available and the players they want available, then they should go for them.
Are United, though, an anomaly overall in this whole process, in that, as you say, they're a cash-rich club?
Yeah, I think there will be. And in a way, Woodward was also clever by saying to other clubs, if you think that we're going to overpay for the players that we want because we have more money than others, then you're wrong. And again, I think that was the right strategy. I think he was very clever this weekend. But I think you're right. The rest of the transfer window might be a bit different than the one of United and maybe Real Madrid and big clubs like that. Although, for me, they're the only two, maybe with Bayern Munich, to have enough reserves in cash to be able to spend big this summer. The others will have to be a bit more careful. They will be tricky. There might be more swaps or players and money in exchange of other players. I don't think you will see many over £70 million transfer this summer, even maybe £50 million transfer this summer. I think it will be a far more modest transfer window, if you want, which is normal because a lot of players are losing a lot of money. A lot of clubs are losing a lot of money, So I think it will be a very different transfer window. But for big clubs like United and Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, I'm not so convinced yet.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.